subscribers. I am Goddess High Priestess Empress Arbala Pantera. Energy check-in, tap in, y'all. Really wanted to just pull some messages, as you can see from the title, to check in with y'all, especially if you're tuning in via the chat. Let me pull it up though so I can see. Calm that energy down upstairs. Give you a few to tune in and we'll get started here shortly. But certainly been getting the vibe of free yourself for your soul's ascension, or just in plain terms, really, allowing yourself to be free from any heaviness or overthinking by releasing yourself, removing yourself from situations that literally put you into that space. You know what I mean? I'm gonna pull a surrender message first, but as I mentioned, let me make sure I got our chat up over here. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up energy button upon entering. It is greatly appreciated as it gets out to your fellow gods and goddesses. So your first message of surrender for the collective. Message of surrender for the collective. Okay. So what we have. Surrender to the beauty of the natural world and surrender low self-esteem. Take a relaxing break and spend time in nature. Replenish yourself by feeling the beauty and the ecstasy there. You deserve success, love, and abundance. Set an intention to identify and release any remnants of low self-esteem. And let's get one more. At the bottom of the deck, you do have your subconscious is speaking to you, asking you to surrender your fear to change. The universe is reminding you that you are cared for always, whether you're afraid of a change in your job, your health, or a relationship, or if you fear aging or death. Repeat the affirmation. I have faith that all is well. I have faith that all is well. I have faith that all is well. One more message. That was fast. So these are coming out by two, because these two came out together as well. Surrender to effortlessness and surrender to play. Stop pushing so hard. The art of living means going with the flow instead of trying to force the river. I heard let it go. Surrender to play. Take a break from overthinking a goal. Do something fun. Play is a time of recreation and rejuvenation. Okay. There's something here that you could be doing more at ease and effortlessly if you surrender the situation, let go of the situation here. There could be something that makes you uncomfortable as far as changing it. But what you're being guided to do here is if there's something that you have to change or let go, take a moment to feel the energy of holding on to it. Okay? And it would be easy for you to visualize the result of holding on to it. And really ask yourself, why still hold on to this? Is enough not enough of the same cycles you may have been entering in terms of other people or environments that you allow into your space, placing you in this position to feel as though you are ashamed of doing something, or feel guilty for doing something or not doing it, and then stepping into this vibe of low self-esteem. Why hold on to whatever this is if it's causing more challenges than necessary? Knight of Wands. It's time for you to go on an adventure. It's definitely time for you to go on an adventure. Don't feel ashamed or guilty for, even if you have to do this on your own, or, changing a scenario or plans in order for you to really enjoy what it is that you are about to do in terms of going on this new adventure. Surrender low self-esteem, 10 of Wands. That's heavy energy right there, though. You deserve success, love, and abundance. Set an intention of identity. Set an intention to identify and release any remnants of low self-esteem. And this could be other people around you. This doesn't have to necessarily be you. Because with the 10 of Wands, it speaks to Saturn energy. So this is speaking to, let's say, a certain authority figure, or something that has to do with putting things in order. But in putting things in order, it wasn't really productive, efficient for that order to flow effortlessly. It just created burdens, obstacles, lack of inspiration, a disconnect from one's passion. Surrender to effortlessness. Stop pushing so hard. The art of living means going with the flow instead of trying to force the river. Look at this. By the water at that. 5 of Pentacles. Now, Knight of Swords. Yeah. See, there's something you don't have to force, but because you have something around you. Okay, here's the thing. Whatever it is that you got going on right now, the reason why you're in this message, because obviously there are no coincidences, stop forcing it. The message is stop forcing it. Stop forcing to bring something together. Stop forcing, yourself to feel a different way when the true feeling is letting you know, listen, this ain't it. This ain't it no more. And it's okay to let it go. Okay? Because there's something here in regards to the inner child as well. Especially if you're a cardinal sign, sun, moon, rising. With Pluto in Capricorn these past 15 years, right now, as it goes into Aquarius, is basically graduation time. You really get to have a break now from all of these different tests and lessons that you would have to go through in certain partnerships with people. Okay. You have more than enough, because with the 10 of Wands here, what was at the bottom of the deck was the Magician. There's something that's around you that literally slows down your manifestation, slows down, you really stepping into your abundance. Whatever that is, it doesn't matter who it is either. Let it go. Stop forcing to make something work that ain't working anymore. And go on your own adventure. You've been seeing you've been seeing the patterns here when it comes to something that is just heavy. But you don't have to continue to keep carrying it. Let it go, babe. Four of Swords for surrender to play. So that way your inner child can also heal. For others of you, you have, gone through different cycles to bring forth that healing towards the inner child, but now it's time for that enjoyment process. And part of that enjoyment process may have been placed on a pause, because there's still something that you may have forgiven, but it's still around you. Just because you forgave it doesn't mean it needs to be around you. Especially if it attempts to trigger something that you have already healed. And I'm saying attempt to trigger what you have already healed because there's something going on with someone or something outside of you that is not changing. You have changed, but what's outside of you hasn't. So you don't have to force anything or do anything else in terms of, you moving in a certain way, attempting to fix the situation around you. If it's the only thing you need to be focused on right now is you, love. Just you. Because the type of shift that is happening right now, I mean, it's been constant shift after shift after shift, but I'm pretty sure most of you in here can feel the intensity of what's going on and how much has to change. To the point that anything that has to be released, the intensity of it coming towards you or showing itself to you is going to be at a level where you're not going to even be able to focus on who the person is, but more so the energy and what it is that no longer has space around you or access to you. Especially if it's messing with your heart chakra. Having you feel anxious or depressed or whatever the case may be, that is anything other than bliss. Because the energy right now is at that level of intensity for you to feel that bliss also. But anything that is, getting in the way of that, that's what needs to go. That's what's going to be shown to you. So you can fully heal and surrender to the game of playing this game of life. And make it much more simpler for yourself. By first removing anything that is a burden that is also in connection to, scarcity or feeling as though one doesn't have enough. Yeah, it's time to heal. This card has been a major theme along, some of these readings here, because it's the card that indicates it's time to complete a cycle that you may have been wanting to heal, but it's not something to heal, it's something to let go of completely. A broken mirror, shattered glass that you cannot put together. You just got to sweep it up and throw it away. Close it out. Close out the cycle. Change dimensions. Let's see what confirmation Lilith gives in regards to this here. This is not going to be long. What we have: Black Moon, Lilith, and Virgo. Release perfectionism. Number 6. And Pluto at the bottom of the deck. Endings and regeneration. 31. The cosmos, Black Moon, Lilith, and Virgo, release perfectionism. The cosmos wants you to know that you are enough. Embrace who you are and don't compare yourself to others. Step into your power. Send love to your flaws and accept yourself as you are. When this card appears, the universe is calling for you to release the desire for perfection. If this is in your chart, you may have been compared to others or received harsh critiques growing up. Black Moon Lilith and Virgo can place hyper awareness around your physical health, diet, work ethic, and drive for perfection. Virgo is associated with the symbol of the virginal maiden and the chastity of the Virgin Mary archetype. While this definition is rooted in patriarchy, purity, perfection, chastity, and cleanliness are all a part of the zodiac sign. As a result of not feeling good enough, those with this in their birth chart may be overly critical of themselves or others. Paris Jackson, Michael Jackson's daughter, has Black Moon Lilith in Virgo in her natal chart, and she has admitted to a history of self-harm and disordered eating. You can heal this dark feminine shadow by releasing the need to measure up to others. Send love to yourself when mistakes happen. Praise your inner god or goddess with positive affirmations. The dark divine feminine shadow work, if you have Black Moon Lilith and Virgo, even if you don't, the shadow work for this energy, for the feminine side, is you are good enough, especially when you unleash your wisdom and skilled presence into the world. Whether this is your craft, diet, exercise, or work, have faith in what you have to offer. As far as the dark divine masculine shadow work, you expect perfection from yourself and others. This can create strained interactions. Release the need to nitpick and stress about details. Overall, you are healing the shadow of self-doubt from the inside out. It's time for self-acceptance. Pluto. Misalignment can manifest physically as that uneasy feeling in the pit of your stomach. Pluto can sense this. Now, wherever Pluto is in your chart right now, that is the most perfect sentence at this point in terms of what Pluto is doing, what is it shifting, and if you are wondering, ways to get to the root of a matter, where is Pluto for you natally and where is it transiting at this time? Because with Pluto, meaning endings and regeneration, misalignment can manifest physically as that uneasy feeling in the pit of your stomach. Pluto can sense this and wants to break everything down and remove what no longer serves you. So let's say you got Pluto transiting your fourth right now. It will present to you, it would be aware of that uneasy feeling that you have at the pit of your stomach when it comes to family or mother figure or something in relation to home, your initial interaction as far as a soul tribe, so the family you were born into in this realm. And anything that is bringing forth that uneasy feeling, Pluto is going to want to break that down to remove what no longer serves you. So if there's something that has to come up to the surface, let's say a secret or something within the family, it's going to come up so that way everybody can go about their business. Pluto, it teaches us that beginnings and endings are intrinsically tied together. It is the natural cycle of life. Hidden wealth, inheritance, and debts are also a part of Pluto, indicating change in this area of life. Allow this transformative wave to pass over you. It will wash away the shadows that have held you back from activating your light. Pluto was the lord of the underworld and hidden wealth, also known as Hades in Greece, or you can also connect that to Anubis, ancient Kemet. He presides over Earth's lower realms and the rich gems, minerals, metals found in the ground. Pluto also connects to the lower realms of the body or the genital area. Pluto is the planetary ruler of the fixed water sign Scorpio. Scorpio rules alchemy, sex, death, rebirth, psychology, the occult, secrets, and transformation. While it's a malefic planet, I don't even want to call any of these malefic or any of those names, but okay. Because everything has its negative and positive. It's up to the user. There's much to gain when Pluto is integrated, as it can unlock your soul's hidden riches. Pluto is a generational planet in astrology, so each age group has the same Pluto sign. While Pluto can create chaos, it also brings to light what we have swept under the rug to be healed. Understanding Pluto in your own life is tremendous shadow work, and integrating yours can lead to personal empowerment and evolution. The following is a brief alchemical guide to the area of life where you will experience ego deaths, change, karmic events, and transformative triggers. So, if a person has Pluto in Cancer or fourth house, Pluto in Cancer 1913 to 1939, it would be family, traditions, and the home. Pluto in Leo, 1939, 1958, or fifth house, ego, creativity, self-expression. Pluto in Virgo, 1959 and 1972, or sixth house, health and perfectionism. Pluto in Libra, 1971 to 1984, relationships, equality, love, or seventh house. Pluto in Scorpio, boop, boop, bop, bop. Shout out to us. Pluto in Scorpio, 1984 to 1995, crisis, death, regeneration, or eighth house. Pluto in Sagittarius, 1995 to 2008. Shout out to y'all. Y'all the age of the high priestesses, for real. Or generation of the high priest and high priestesses, Sagittarius. Pluto in Sagittarius, 1995 to 2008, or ninth house, beliefs, worldviews, spirituality. Pluto in Capricorn, 2008 to 2024, or 10th house, structure, security, hierarchy. And Pluto in Aquarius, 2023 to 2044, collective ascension, innovation, technology, or 11th house. So as it stated in the beginning, what we just went over as far as what Pluto is doing, Pluto can sense any uneasy feeling in the pit of your stomach when it comes to these areas of one's life. And it would do what it has to do, okay, to break everything down and remove what no longer serves you. What is the situation here, Source, that is no longer serving the collective? You know who you have in here, beloved. So this is collective, as you know. I will be opening up for personals. Just stay tuned on the community tab as to when. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, what you wait for? And hit that bell so you know when I go live. And also tune in with me over on TikTok. It's the same as YouTube, Alba La Pantera. Let's see, what is the situation here? Again, Nine of Wands. Child. Sometimes these is that sirens? I'm gonna pull some of these energy cards because we already know what that Nine of Wands means. But if you're just tuning in, it does speaks to your determination, resilience, a last defense, the final push. But also it can indicate excitement for what's to come, finding your motivation in the face of difficulty. Now that takes wisdom to do. You know, we're You're not allowing something that's right in front of you to take you off track, although it really can, because it's been a trigger in the past to piss you off. But now, you know, you're getting a different view on this. You see her face? Sirens. You're getting a different view on this. I want to show you her face as much as I can. There you go. Just getting a different view. Standing firm, standing strong, standing in what you know. Unwavering faith. To finally allow yourself to close out a cycle. Oh. Let me see the energy of this. The situation presenting itself. Something you are already closing out. For the lack of love, support, and you're seeing where you can do, I'm hearing where you can do better on your own until, you know, you actually align with a vibrational match of energy around you. We have attachment here at the bottom of the deck. I'm hearing loud and clear codependency. That there was something in terms of what this is showing here. There's this scenario of you finally closing out a cycle where someone only loved you or really saw you when you were doing things for them, only when you were doing something for them. So it wasn't unconditional. Now, I'm getting the message of this all occurred because you are this person's karma when it comes to seeing the way that they nurture a situation. With the moon and Sagittarius here of the Nine of Wands. Okay. Playing a role as far as being the karma in someone's life. For them to actually see the way that they nurture themselves and others and ideas that they have. Angel of Balance. Speaking of. Soul contract, karma. 48. 12. And then victory at the bottom of the deck. Similar energy that came out in the previous live here with these two cards. Actually, all three of these came out. 1 second. Matter of fact, before I go here, let me see if I can get a little bit more details here. So you could have, what I'm picking up on, it could be an energy of a Cancer, Sagittarius. You have Libra energy coming through. Pisces as well. Capricorn, just looking at the numbers the way they're coming through here. Appreciation. Mature woman. That did, wow. Someone was a teen mom. You could have a Capricorn stellium, a lot of Capricorn in your chart, having to grow up faster than you would have imagined you would have to, or possibly wanted to. So having to be responsible for yourself or others at a very young age. Wow, you got the mature woman and mature man at the bottom of the deck. 11, more justice energy coming through here. You're receiving your justice for, anything you have experienced growing up and not really having, that experience of being a child. Again, don't feel ashamed or guilty for the steps and actions you have to take for you to really experience that joy in your life. No matter what your age is today, you could be 56 or 65, but if you've never had that moment to really experience the joy of a child, it's never too late. And it's required in terms of manifestation, because you would have to use your imagination in the way that happiness comes through for you to manifest whatever it is that you are imagining. Because as one matures, it becomes, life becomes more serious. The playing part of life in terms of just enjoying it moment by moment goes away because of the stresses of life that one takes on because of certain structures that were in place that makes it seem that this is the only way. Working hard instead of smart. Then you have message of concern, angel of balance. Somebody probably just found out about their family origin, because I'm getting this energy here of someone receiving a message from the court or some type of agency that tells you something more about yourself or confirms someone's actually getting to know who their actual parents are. Or if it's not to that extent in terms of getting to know who your parents are, if you never met them, it could be an energy of getting to actually know who your parents are if you know them, in terms of them not, really seeing the gift as far as it relates to the gift of a child, per se. So you may have grown up feeling neglected. And now being able to close out the cycle. You're seeing everything that you have to see. And it started when you decided, you know what? You're going to parent and nurture yourself to help you through whatever it is that you got to help yourself through. Because anytime you ask for help from a certain person that you felt as though, they're your nurturer or your parent, you were criticized instead of helped. And possibly coming from, a background, let's say if the Bible is the holy grail for that family, where now there's a misunderstanding of the text in terms of honoring one's parents, because it's not often that you'll hear in a church what it says further on. Hold up. Give me 1 second. It's in Ephesians 6, where it speaks about family relationships. So some of you may want to look into that. Ephesians 6, as it relates to family relationships, what it says. Because there are certain verses that are being used just for someone to have authority over people. But when you actually know what's going on there, it's a double-edged sword in that book. It really, there's a lot in there that contradicts itself in so many ways, or where you can actually see that if this is the only thing a person believes in and wants to bring up their family solely on just that text, that's the perfect recipe for trauma. Again, not coming at anybody for whatever your beliefs are. I'm just speaking to the text in general. Especially if you know, one is reading it as a book in literal terms. There's a lot that is stated in there that it should really have you questioning, yo, what's really going on here? Who is this jealous God? And so on and so forth. Yeah, it's definitely something that someone is receiving either from this physical realm court or spiritual court, the spiritual realms. There's also something here about 3 generations of women. And a certain type of masculine. We got privileged lady here at the bottom of the deck, number 12. Let me see. Occupation. Some here about 3 generations of women and a certain type of masculine wanting to make it work, bring amends to a situation that is that is nothing but keeping one locked up within their mind, lost, confused, in despair, unable to effortlessly manifest. That could be that type of energy of the masculine. The way it mentioned here with the Black Moon, Lilith, and Virgo, what did it say about it? Where you at, love? Right here. What it says, for the dark divine masculine shadow work, you expect perfection from yourself and others. This can create strained interactions, release the need to nitpick and stress about details. A person who was nitpicky. And now with Mars in Cancer, you'll really get to, you know, see what's the way people really feel. Because those emotions going to be brewing to the top, bubbling up to the top. Oh, God. Yep, time for a transformation. Once you see this, once you see how karmic it is, 19, the sun, it's time to close it out. I'm telling you, something regarding family for sure. Some of you 21, that's the completion of the cycle, the world card. You're even realizing where the shit may seem a little crazy right now in terms of you really asking yourself, yo, who are these people? People that are supposed to be family, who are they really? Because they can no longer attach themselves the way that attachment card was showing up here to their mask or hide anymore. Especially hide themselves and who they really are from a person that's really out here seeing what's going on. Seeing and feeling. Feeling to see and then seeing to feel. However which way and whatever order it happens, but the key here is that it's going to be known. Look at that. Courtship. What about it? There's definitely a connection here that is ending for sure. Because it's when I tell you the intensity of what connections have to be released, it's getting stronger now. The closer we get to the 19th, which is when Pluto goes into Aquarius, it's only going to get stronger. So that way you can step into what allows you to ascend. Pluto and Aquarius, collective ascension. Concern 33 about an unstable foundation, house. Then you have here sudden wealth. Once you get this awareness, I'm seeing this more so as a download, an angelic download to help you to come up with the alchemical process to handle the temptation of what could possibly have you repeat in the cycle that once again is no longer something you have to do or assist anybody in getting them out of a cycle that they're in. Because it's definitely time for somebody here to start rebuilding, or not even rebuilding, building something new. Because whatever this past tradition is can no longer be what keeps or what begins the process of building the foundation. Judgment has already happened because this is the number 20, which is the judgment card. You got adjudication show up here also, 30. There's also an energy here of any type of masculine that doesn't want to, fulfill that energy of what it is to take action, be that emperor, sitting on one's ass and not doing anything about what they know they can't do something about. That shit is done and over with too. 7:17 on the clock. Because it's time to move forward to heal. 7, the chariot. 17, the star. Or move towards situations that bring forth healing or that bring forth that awareness of one ascending and connecting more with those that you can build long term, not just for a moment, because Aquarius also speaks to long term. And whatever long term relationships were there in the past that didn't have a solid foundation, you've learned your lesson, but you're not going to sit here and keep going with this because it's not going to, there's no longevity in this. This is an elder here. There is no longevity in some of these connections. And once you let it go, justice energy you allow the angels around you to help you to bring balance into a situation. Here goes the sudden wealth. Look at that. Sevens are definitely of significance. For the great fortune, message. And then under here you got sudden wealth with the privileged lady, unexpected income. You look at that. If you're wondering what will happen if you don't take this path in a different direction, releasing guilt and shame, what that path is, if you just go your own way, look at all of this. Sudden wealth, privileged lady, unexpected income on your path. That would be you surrendering to effortlessness. Look at that. Bad health. What is that? False person. Yeah. It's unhealthy to keep wanting to fix or work something out with someone that don't even know themselves. Distant horizon. What is there? The main male. What about them? What is the energy here? The main male within one's community. This could either be online or your actual neighborhood. What about it? Expectation. Okay. Victory. The expectation. This energy here of this main male is bringing in victory. You can expect victory, but you definitely have to be connected to your heart chakra, because this is where your strength is going to come from to bring a change. 5, especially as it relates to your financial constraints. Yeah, you're going to have to be connected to your heart, and you're going to have to let go of whatever this is, but it's definitely connected to some form of envy. Yep, look at that. 20. That's what's blocking your money. It's time for you to walk away from that. You're getting, it's 7:20 on the clock right now. Some of you are getting confirmations about what to do next, that if you're thinking of a song, a car passes you by playing that same song, because that's Archangel Gabriel letting you know that you're speaking to yourself. You speaking to yourself is speaking to your higher self, to your soul, about, the different things that you are to do. But if it's anything that is about negativity and keeping you stuck, that's not your soul, that's not your higher self. That is more than possibly connected to energies that you were surrounded by, and that is infiltrating your system, infiltrating your mind, your heart, your body. Because once again, just because you forgive somebody doesn't mean that you have to have them around you. Know your value, know your worth. Look at this. You got some new doors here opening up for you, but you have to see your value. Okay. I'm going to get one more surrender card and we're going to wrap up this message. It's straight to the point. After 46 minutes. But that's because I'll be talking. What is the final message here for the collective? Final message of surrender. Here you go. Surrender stubbornness. If you're tensing up or taking a rigid stance about something, gently observe yourself and become more yielding towards yourself, for yourself. 7:22 on the clock. This will help you communicate more lovingly, first and foremost with yourself, and then if you have to, if you should, with others. Okay, that's the type of time we on. And surrender negative thinking at the bottom of the deck. You have control over your thoughts. You have control over your thoughts. You have control over your thoughts. But you got to grab it first from the gut before it rises up to the heart chakra and then passes your throat chakra into your mind or into your crown, becoming a thought. You feel it first. But you see how quick that trend, that shift between a gut feeling and a thought when it comes to something negative, pulling something from an experience, creating a story within your mind, and then it becomes a reality. Or if it's already part of your reality, it continues because you are not taking control over your thoughts. Because taking control over your thoughts doesn't necessarily mean from the brain itself. It's speaking to the, when it enters your reality through your gut. You get this gut feeling about something. You may not talk about it with anyone. Usually you won't, because there's really nothing to talk about, verbally with another person external to you. But this is that chatter that can happen with yourself. And you see how you have this idea that pops up in your mind, and if you don't write it down, it goes away. That's how quick that communication can happen. But this is why it's beneficial for one to practice moments of stillness. So when these situations come up, you can have control over it because you actually do have control over this. And when it gets out of control, that's also up to you. So you have control over your thoughts. When negative thoughts surface, say thank you for sharing and quickly refocus on positive affirmations. By letting that thought or that feeling know, listen, I acknowledge your presence or the energy that you are here. But we are not creating this scenario that feeds this energy for it to multiply. And instead of a situation lasting, let's say a minute, it turns into a 5-7 year lesson. But you are the one that have to have, that control over it. Because yes, you do. One more, love. Let's see. One more message here. Surrender your need to always be right and surrender to your intuition. And these two came out together. So 222. These cards, surrender cards. That number 222 is definitely going to be in synchronicity for you. Or 1222, because this is the only one that came out by itself. Don't be stubborn when the signs are coming through to show you what's what. Welcome to the Pantera Soul Fam, my love. Amethyst. Welcome, honey. So surrender your need to always be right. Give others the gift of letting them be right. Be yielding, not rigid. This will help resolve conflicts and improve your relationships. So remember what I was saying before here about being yielding first with yourself to even see if there's, a conversation that is necessary to be had with someone else. Because when you really enter that state of your heart chakra and basically go through the work of the shadow in terms of what could be blocking you from really seeing the situation as it is, accepting it to let it go. Instead of attempting to fix someone, especially if this is someone that you love dearly and you want to see better for them. But if a person does not want to see better for themselves, you're the only one that's going to be hurting in this situation. And you don't deserve that. No one does. So it's okay to step away from whatever it is that you got to step away from. Okay? And then surrender to your intuition. Tune into your inner voice. Be aware of any gut feelings, flashes, knowings, or aha moments that come through to guide you. So if you get this sensation within your belly, as it mentioned about Pluto, literally ask Pluto, show me what has to change. Guide me through the change so it's not so rough on you, because you're acknowledging the energy of Pluto. So now you can have a conversation where if you don't tell it to, slow the energy down, not so much slow the energy down, but lower the intensity so you can grasp yourself through the transformation. It's just going to do what it do. Pluto just going to do what it do. It's very similar to, let's say, you're getting your hair done or washed and the water's too hot. You tell the hairdresser to turn the water down. Same thing. Okay. So with that, my loves, I leave you with your message this evening. Remember to tune in with me over on TikTok. All right? Because we can go live over there too, and I can have some of y'all in the rooms and we can just chop it up and do readings. But we got to get that up to a certain number before we can go live. So I'd appreciate love you all of you who tune in over on that side. And I'll see you on the next live. Ciao, my loves.